All right, so what we have here is the circuit we're going to build modeled up in a simulator. It's available online. It's falstad.com/circuit, Falstad, I guess. So we have the circuit here. We have our current limiting resistor. We have just kind of an added protection diode here. And here's our LED, and you can see it's blinking every, I think it appears to be positive cycle here. So it's kind of 50% duty cycle, but 30 hertz. Actually, yeah, it'll be blinking at 60 hertz. And let's slow this down a little bit. All right, and then let's pause it at right here. So we're getting about less than 2 volts across the LED right here, and I don't know, 4 milliamps, 3.5, something like that, with the 33k ohm resistor. So this is it's safe. It's more than enough. It's just based on how bright you want the LED to be. You're gonna get you get some voltage peaks. Kind of have to calculate. I have this set for 120 volts, but you'll be getting peaks, voltage peaks of 170 volts in the AC. This is 120 volts in the US is just RMS, so that's the average voltage. So you actually get higher peaks that you have to calculate for. But anyways, this is a good safe number. And then this is just kind of an added diode. This diode alone would work, but it's just to be safe, I add this one here too. Just in case there's some spikes or something, and not everything goes onto the little LED here we have. So that's the circuit right there. Before we begin, I'd like to note that to attempt such a circuit will require working with high voltage alternating current. This can be dangerous, so do not attempt such a circuit if you do not have the experience needed to complete it safely. I'm going to be adding an indicator light to my dim bulb circuit here, which is basically a device that should prevent the destruction of components in mains powered electronics with short circuits. If there's a short circuit, the bulbs will light and the device under test should not blow up, hopefully. We'll start by getting our components together, seen previously in the circuit simulator. Here I'm using an LED that I've salvaged from some components in the past. It's kind of like a fixture, and it has leads soldered to it already. I'll be attaching a diode to one lead and the resistor to the other. What is going on? So it's not working, and really the only possibilities are a bad LED or the diode is in the improper position. You should really take the time to check your schematic or your components before you put them together. In this case, a fix will not be too difficult though. Here I bypass the diode and everything works. Alright, well let's go over the mistake that I made. Just not checking enough here. So let's, we have our circuit that we intended. Let's flip the LED around because that's what we accidentally did. Alright, so then we have the LED, or sorry, the diode this way. And you know what, let's modify this as well. So we have this at 120, let's set it to 170 because that's going to be the peak voltage pretty much in the US. Alright, so we get pretty much no positive voltage across this 700 some millivolts. So nothing that's gonna really light an LED. It's not gonna be high enough to, it's not gonna be above the forward voltage for the LED or even meet it. So, all right, let's stop that. Let's reverse this diode again, the proper way, where we have it set. And now we have the proper schematic again for this, and we're getting a little bit higher voltage now since we increased it to 170 volts peak.
Wow, we don't need this diode. Oh, that's hot. 120 volts. No room.
I'll have to get a new diode.
Is there a lesson? No, we get it. We're gonna cut it before we get working.
Under 20 volts, that seems bright enough. Okay.
This little hole right here is probably just perfect. So, right here. Well, should we try it? We should try it. About 6¼ millimeters. That's a really sharp Indecision. Seems like we only go backwards.
That's 70 volts down to 30 volts AC, 13 volts AC. Still got something. Let's go up to 120. Oops, 130. 120 volts. I'm just using a 33k ohm resistor and 4001 or 4004 diode and one. Okay, there's 120. Not too bright, but it's good enough for an indication. So